What's up, friend? How are you doing? I hope you're doing very well. Today we're going to be watching the third episode of The Pitt. Thank you all so much for your love on the first episode and your comments, the second episode and your comments. I'm going to start today by giving you, because you deserve a full round of applause, because of y'all's attention and just massive engagement on those videos. Surprise, surprise, The Pitt actually reached out to me, and they were so lovely, and, well, I made a video about it on TikTok, you can check it out. I just want to thank you all. As promised, I'm going to be doing episode 3 today, so if we get 500 likes on this video, I will be doing episode 4, and y'all, we better hurry up! And you're probably like, you better hurry up! Because I think the limiting factor might be one of us, and it's not me. That's my deflection speaking. Wrap this up because season 2 is obviously coming, and congrats to the whole team. You know what's coming. Like, subscribe, the whole shebang, and ready for episode 3. Here is The Pitt. Oh yeah, this guy. Okay, I'm gonna stop really quickly because two things. Number one, you all told me that the reason why they're not doing CPR for real is because they don't want to break the actor's chest, which honestly makes so much sense. And as an actor, I feel like, wow, how did I not just make that connection? And the reason why I didn't make that connection is because you can create dummies, and like you could totally put just a dummy there, but it's just a little weird because you have to think about if you are showing the public something, the public can learn from this, so why not show it the correct way? But also by showing it the wrong way with everything else being correct, it just starts to play with the human psyche. And then also 9 o'clock is when you all start your jobs, so let's see if what happens here is reflective of the chaos of the work environment.
How's it going out in chairs?
That's fine, I guess. Dr. McKay seems nice.
Cassie? Oh yeah, she's great.
Ask
You
about
been
the
here long?
anklet.
A little while, why?
I'm just curious. Do you know what she did before she came here?
What she did? What do you mean, like school?
Oh, like school, work,
The anklet.
life. I'm just trying to get to know her better.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that much about her. She has a son. I know that. She's a pretty private person. Anything else?
No, sorry, I'm good. Thank you.
You just can't help it?
No, as sad as it is, that kid is gone, and if we get him upstairs to ICU, we can use that bed to actually help somebody.
Robbie is helping somebody. He's helping 2 people, in fact. They're in there right now, praying over their dead son. They just haven't let their hearts accept it yet.
Jeez, it's 9 o'clock. You're already bumming me out.
How are you feeling? Any pain, Minu?
Yay, freezing interpreter.
Tukiko China, Tara Pani Tirka Lagikota.
No pain, but I'm thirsty.
Oh, nothing to drink before your surgery, but we can get you some lemon swabs.
शल्यक्रिया अघि केही नपिउनु मुखभित्र पुस्न कागतीको टुक्रा दिन सक्छौँ.
Dhanyawad.
Thank you.
Nani kaile jan Minu hunta? Excuse me?
When are you due?
Yes, to kura tahata.
You can always tell.
Badai ta.
Congratulations.
Oh!
Thanks.
Ooh, is this a, like... That's so cute! That energy was so lovely. I wonder what's gonna happen. Everyone feels like they're gonna spiral today. This is the climactic episode, 3 hours in.
The parents of teen overdose Lily and John Bradley are asking about the tests you told them about.
Okay, I'll be right there.
What about the rats?
What about them?
They've been caught?
I have no idea.
We'll find out.
Not sure that's my job.
You're in charge of the ER. The rats are in the ER. That makes you in charge of the rats, and I have a strict rule about vermin in the workplace.
Good to know.
The script in this one is becoming very bantery, and I'm not sure which way it's gonna go because I want to see something throttle them. Not that they've had a lot happen so far, but it's a little... The ER is very fun and gimmicky. It's a little too Hollywood right now.
Do you need a break?
I'm fine.
You don't look fine.
I love her! I love her! She's so emotionally intelligent. We need it back in healthcare. I'll tell you something else. If you ever feel like your doctor doesn't care about you, one thing to keep in mind is the tests that they have to take, like the school exams, are so grueling that they actually did a study, and the higher a medical student performs on those exams, the lower their emotional intelligence. Which means in order to fit all that knowledge in, you gotta shove something out. It's a little concerning.
Impressions.
What's her name? Jenna. Come on, Jenna. Wake up for me.
So what she's doing right now is a sternal rub, and it's supposed to be very painful. There's like the sternal rub, you can press on the nail bed, all those things. Like if someone's, not that they're expecting her to be faking, but it's so painful that it gets you to respond. But if you're not responding to that level of painful stimulus, not a good sign.
Baby. Pupils pinpoint. I need
More opioids. So she probably overdosed on opioids, which causes your pupils to pinpoint, and then you take Narcan, which is an intranasal antidote. And actually, you can get yourself Narcan to help prevent opioid overdose in your communities.
Okay, that's it. Hold compressions.
Welcome back. She's okay.
Wow. The script writing on that, excellent. We're going to applaud it. To have one person go and one person come back, it's very good. That duality, juxtaposition, appreciate it. That's the sophistication we want. Also, I'll just tell you a story here while we're reviewing it, because that's why you're here. So when I still remember one of the very first patients that I had to code and I was doing CPR on, and it was in a similar situation. I was in medical school, and it was a patient who was in the emergency room. And what was traumatizing for me is I also, oh my gosh, every time I talk about it, and every time I talk about any time I've done CPR, you never forget those moments, because it is, oh my gosh, it's like your own personal trauma. You never forget that feeling of hand going through ribs. Oof. Anyway, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is after we called time of death and there was no return of spontaneous circulation, which we call ROSC, which they were hoping would happen here, but the patient was dead. What was horrifying for me, and it was part of the hidden curriculum of medicine, is because it seemed like it was so routine for the people who were working in the emergency room. And I get it, you have to have a certain level of stoicness, but sometimes that stoicness builds a wall rather than a protection. And what that did was, after we called time of death, everyone walked away, left the body exposed, and like they were throwing their gloves and talking about what they were going to have for lunch. And they left the curtain open, and the person's body was just left there, tubes and wires and everything. And that image was so shocking for me to see how anyone could be treated, let alone someone who was at their last moment and is now gone. And it didn't sit right with me, and so I hold that with me to inform how I take care of people while they're preborn, alive, and even after, because medicine can rot you to your core, and you just forget the humanity that is fueling all of our interactions.
Okay, why doesn't everybody take a minute, go check on your other patients? We'll meet back here to debrief with Kiara.
Did Robbie just spike the camera, which means that he looks straight into the camera?
Patients, we'll meet back here to debrief with Kiara.
Yeah, is he looking at the camera right now? He might be. Or he could be looking right above the camera.
Take a deep breath for me.
This is so well edited to keep coming
You heard
back to
Dr.
this
Robbie.
guy.
Let's take a break. Grab a coffee.
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Come on, come on. I want her to say something. Yes.
Did you know him?
No, I did. Did you?
Just met him. He was my first patient to die.
I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
I don't know what she's doing, but that like ringing is exactly how I felt when I was trying to tell you that story of the person who had died and we were doing, oh my gosh, even just talking about it right now, I feel like my muscles remember that. So I don't know what she's about to do, but if it's a way to heal through that, girl, I'm gonna follow you.
Yeah. You sure?
Yeah. I just remember the first time that on occasion I have an emotional response to death. It's
Gotta be kind of tough for a doctor.
at times it can be. At least I'm not a pathologist. I was joking.
Oh.
I have nothing against pathologists.
The hallmark of a true actor who just understands moments. Pull it down, bring it up, throw off comedy. So good. She's excellent. I adore her.
The radio disc in the right middle lobe.
Is it pneumonia?
Possibly. Or just changes from vaso-occlusion of the sickle cells.
It's called acute chest syndrome.
Yes, I was going to say that, acute chest
Just to be on the
syndrome.
safe side.
So, let's talk about sickle cell really quickly. Sickle cell, did we talk about it in the last video? I think we did, but just a review. What do you remember about sickle cell? This is review time. Part of learning is to remember that stickiness. So it was in your brain. Some neuron somewhere remembers. Let's try to wake him up. Hey, sickle cell, what does it do? That's right. The cells, instead of being nice and round, they sickle.
Can I do a chest tube?
Which patient?
Any. I've just never...
Girl, relax! This person's like Bob the Builder, but nothing to build. She just wants to bob. Relax. These are humans. Man, I don't even remember which stories I've told you because I've said so many things on YouTube and then also the other channels I'm at. Follow me. And I just remember there was a time when there was a patient who was telling us their story about how they had breast cancer. And after the entire story, I'm like sobbing. And then I ran up the stairs to go talk to my friends because the school had made it a mandatory session. So I wanted to go talk to one of my friends who never comes to those sessions. I was like, what did you think? This is like one of my favorite things ever. And they were like, yeah, I guess it was fine or whatever, but I just don't know I had to be here for an hour when I could have been studying. And again, that's one of those things that just like, it's so horrifying to hear that you're like, am I on candid camera? Right? No one actually says these things. Surely not a doctor. Right? No. Okay. I don't want to be here anymore. So people like her definitely met them. Oh, okay. Remind me of something to tell you about a kid who had pneumonia. That's what I wanted to say.
We're done a chest tube before.
Are you really asking me to reserve any incoming injury requiring a chest tube for you?
Not all of them. I'd be more than happy just doing one. But hey, if you wanted to give me more, I'd be fine with that too. But that's up to you. I'm down for anything.
Confidence and ambition are great attributes, especially when paired with respect and humility.
Okay, what else? What else went well?
We checked for reversible causes of cardiac arrest on ultrasound.
So what they're doing right now is a debrief, which is so wonderful. It's when some big situation happened, everyone comes together, and then they talk about the situation to see what went well, what could be improved, and it's supposed to be a non-judgment scenario, which you can imagine in other fields, it'd be like, it was her fault, she's the one, take her down! But, and also because emotions are very high, you have to have someone who moderates it in the sense that they will just accept the feedback and guide everyone towards the further improvement and taking care of patients better. So hopefully now there is no pointing fingers, although because it's a teaching hospital, I'm sure there's going to be pointing fingers because that's how you have drama in a show.
He was your patient, Dr. Whitaker. Would you like to say something before we all take a brief moment of silent reflection?
Interesting that he calls him Dr. Whitaker, even though he's a student. So if a patient's listening in, they would get the wrong idea, but I understand it's to build his confidence because he's a student doctor. But we've never been allowed to call, I mean, you shouldn't be allowed to call yourself doctor. So we called ourselves student doctors. But one thing I want your opinion on, one question I have for you, please be honest and share. There was a case that was taken before the California government because a nurse practitioner wanted to be able to call herself doctor in a clinical setting, and the judge ruled that she could not do that. And it became a hot point of contention because nurse practitioners do get a doctoral degree in the sense that someone who also got a PhD is a doctor, but to call yourself a doctor in a clinical setting as a patient, do you think that that should be allowed or not? And a lot of people have a variety of opinions on it, and it gets very heated very quickly, so I'd love to hear what you think. And depending on if you work in healthcare or not healthcare, please also note that in your comment so that I can read it and see like, oh, do people out of healthcare or in healthcare think differently? Thanks.
That's it. That's all I got.
I spoke with his wife. She's on her way here. If anyone needs to talk about this some more, I'm available.
Oh, and look at this resident. This actress is so good. I was like, why is she looking away? But she's the person who doesn't care. That's the friend who was like, why do I have to be here when I could have been studying? They're all just like procedure driven, pushing themselves forward. Also, you all shared this with me when I was posting a lot of videos on TikTok about the corruption of being in a hospital setting. Go watch that whole series. It's blowing up with millions of views. I think you'll find it very spicy, very interesting, especially if you like this kind of stuff. And when I talked about how a lot of people in healthcare have very odd personalities, I mean, that's common in the world, but you all shared with me that probably the reason why is because healthcare is a prestigious field and it attracts narcissists, and narcissists care about themselves. They're very ego driven. They are solo sport people. They like, I mean, nothing against the game of golf, but to play golf is just to promote yourself versus volleyball or playing on an orchestra. Like, there's a purpose to team chemistry that a lot of doctors seem to not care about. And this actress is doing a phenomenal job just completely disengaging from this raw human moment.
For now, let's harness some good thoughts here for Mr. Milton.
And some hospitals actually have like a prayer that they say. It's not like religious, it's just like a poem or something.
Okay. That's it. Let's go save some lives.
And the last thing I'll say about it, just because I want you to understand the full totality, because the hospital is just utter chaos from start to finish, as we'll continue to learn, it's almost a blessing when you get to debrief, because you don't always debrief after a really intense case.
150,000 people die every day in the world, and you got one of them. But you learn to live with it, you learn to accept it as much as your own mortality, and find balance if you can.
You found balance?
No, not even close. But I you keep trying, which is all you can do. You're doing great. Whitaker, just, hang in there.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
But our social worker, Kiara, is here if you want to talk.
Okay, yeah.
So good. So good with that.
Okay. You're gonna recover.
Tell anyone to listen to not take pills without a real prescription unless they want to end up here.
Seriously, fentanyl is everywhere. It's in everything on the street these days.
I'm a pediatrician, so I care about this very much. I had an interaction with a teenager recently who I was asking, what are you going to do on Halloween? And he had shared with me that he got an invite to a Halloween party with his friends, and it said BYOB. And he's in high school, so we talked about it, and I had advised him to make a wise decision. And he said that people were mentioning that they were going to bring pills. And we talked even more about that. And I offered some insights, and I had talked about how basically that this is going to potentially ruin your life in many ways, and you have so much that you are going to be able to accomplish in life. Make sure that you hang out with people who will promote and support and encourage you to achieve the best that you can be, and be mindful about the things you put in your body. And I had followed up with him after Halloween. I said, hey, how'd you spend your Halloween? And he said, I chose to not go to that party. And that made me very happy. Not anything on me, but for him, that he made a wise decision. And that little moment, I think, set him on the right course.
I wanted to ask you about Tyler, the little boy who ate the marijuana gummy.
He's been admitted to pediatrics for observation.
His parents?
They're upstairs with him. CYF is going to follow up with a home visit just to be safe, but no police were involved. Don't worry, no one's taking their child away from them.
I love her so much.
Eyes off the
How are
screen.
they doing that?
Now look down the mouth and insert the tube around the bend.
You stole my med student from triage? How's she doing over there?
Doing pretty good.
Now look back at the screen. And advance through the chords.
How are they doing that?
Good job.
Thanks.
No, that had to be a real patient.
Let's advance that ET tube to the right main stem, please.
Template.
How did they make these bodies?
Dr. Santos, how do we cut through the intercostals?
Through the superior rib to avoid the neurovascular bundle.
Correct.
Finish that retractor.
Full suction.
How did
Get rid of
they
this nail before I
make
get
this?
poked.
On it. Nails intact. In one piece.
Two forceps. Opening the pericardium. Mr. Ed Gillen is 52 years young with a history of hypertension and hyperlipidemia, 20 minutes of substernal chest pain,
I'm
10
just
out
so
of 10 with
stressed.
dyspnea and diaphoresis. BP is 150.
I think they finished the apnea test on Nick.
Can you check the results?
Not just yet. The blood test needs to go to the lab. Takes a few minutes to run the test. I'll come find you in the room as soon as it's done.
That is so true. The patient's coming up to you and just like thinking that, and I totally understand it, that their loved one is the priority, when really, as the doctor, you have to just, you know, the ED board that they showed with all those patients listed, as people become more critical, you just have to keep slotting and doing this in your mind the whole time. So even though there are 2 critical patients, that family thinks that, and it is important, their child is important, so they think it should be up here, but you just have to constantly do this. And so it's a medical game, a clinical game, an admin game, and a social game, and the ED does not get enough credit for it.
Yeah, well, you know, even though you do everything right, you don't always get what you hope for.
All of residency.
My parents both had sickle cell trait, and I was screened as a newborn with the hemoglobin FS pattern.
Did you take penicillin?
Mm-hmm. Until I was 5, then the vaccines kicked in.
She has her entire medical history on her phone. It's extremely long.
Dr. Mohan, do you have a minute?
Yep. Excuse me.
Is there a problem over there?
No, her pain's well controlled.
You understand that's my polite way of asking why you're spending so much time with one patient?
Oh, I'm gonna explode. I'm gonna explode because this is, y'all, this is where it becomes so challenging to be in healthcare, because there are so many clashing mindsets. It's the admin mindset, it's the attending mindset, and then very few people are actually thinking about the patient. And so I actually appreciate that she was sitting down to understand her patient more, but because it's the ER, it's literally a triaging room. It's like, do you need to stay in the hospital? If so, who do I punch you off to? And if you don't need to stay in the hospital, how can I make you healthy enough to send you back out? That's all the ER is doing. It's like, you came in, no, go back. You came in, oh shoot, you need to go there. Like, it's just a shipment factory. They're like the Amazon warehouse. Nothing should stay there for too long. But then you lose the humanity of it all. So I wonder if he's gonna, I mean, I had asked for Dr. Robbie to have a flaw. Maybe I shouldn't have, because I think that this is a fatal flaw if he's going to say this. But a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and I also disagree with myself, because I understand that you have to see more patients, and you can't be like, and what's your cat's name? Orange? Oh my gosh, can I see pictures? That's what I do, but I do it in the beginning to establish good rapport, to then be able to speed through things. So let's see how this interaction plays out.
You're an R3. As an
Which is a
R3, you should be
third-year
seeing at
resident.
least 2 patients an hour.
I have to. Joyce and Mr. Wallace are good
Who's
Samaritans.
comatose and stable? You should have 4 by now.
I have the highest patient satisfaction of anyone.
I don't doubt it, but we just had this conversation a couple hours
I know
ago.
people call me slow-mo. You don't have to confirm or deny. It used to hurt my feelings a lot, but I can't help it. I work at the speed I'm comfortable at.
Boom! Ah! Phew. That was an arrow. I appreciate her. I appreciate her saying that.
I'm saying this because I know you can do this, but you need to do it at a level I also know you're capable of.
And what if I'm not?
Then you should look into a specialty that better suits you.
No. No, he did not. Is he the villain of his own story? That's so interesting. With one conversation, he's gone from protagonist to antagonist. I am not a fan of this because he's telling her that the way she practices medicine, which is what an art form, doesn't belong in the field of emergency medicine. And that's wrong because different people practice in different ways. Like in the world of pediatrics, everyone is mushy goo goo ba 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 boogers and butterflies. And I'm like, yeah, but we could also be efficient. And so when I brought my efficiency mindset, which is more of an emergency medicine mindset because I loved emergency medicine and the efficiency of it all, I brought it into pediatrics. Everyone's like, but think of the children. If you don't like them, I was like, I am thinking of the children. I'm thinking about how we could be efficient and compassionate. Those two things can exist simultaneously. But that was wild to tell her to pick a different field. I wonder what he's gonna say. Like what? Like whom? If you better say peds, I'm a swing.
We thought about psychiatry.
That's crazy. Ooh. He went for the mental health. Ooh, girl, maybe you should see one.
I don't want to go into psychiatry. I want to be here.
Being here means no matter how good you are or how hard you try, you're going to make another mistake. And someone else might even die. That's called being an emergency medicine doctor.
That's so condescending. You saw that with the little, that's being an emergency medicine doctor. Like all up in her face with the squat. Robbie. Not a fan. Not a fan. Also, it's kind of bizarre that she's doing it because she's afraid of making a mistake, which obviously is important. But it would have been interesting also if she's doing it because she actually just cares about the patients. Because I know a lot of my friends who picked fields just entirely based off of the culture of, and also how much they did or did not care to talk to patients. So, for example, stereotypically, surgeons would just wake you up at 3 a.m. in the morning, press on your belly, and then they leave. Like, that's it. And some people really like that. They're like, yes, I don't have to talk to patients. But if you're the surgeon who did be like, and how many bowel movements did you have? Were they painful? Like if you spent, they'd be like, oh, this is the worst surgeon ever. And so people comment based on how well you fit into the mold of what they think the field should be.
If you can't accept that, then maybe this isn't a place for you.
No.
I can accept that.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Go save some lives.
That's a good plot point.
Clear some beds while you're at it. We can do an imaging test called a cerebral perfusion study.
Then let's do it.
But you have to understand that would be the last test what we would do. If it comes back that there's no blood flow to Nick's brain, it would confirm beyond a shadow of a doubt that there's been brain death. Which would mean that he's gone.
I'm just going to mention this here because I do think it's important to equip you with information. There are a lot of people in the world of healthcare, ethics, philosophy, who are trying to understand exactly when death happens. And it's really interesting. And I'll leave it at that.
Then we wait and see.
She's such a good actress.
Call
Wow.
me 3 minutes.
Who's this woman?
You got it. Everyone seems to get along like family.
I adore her. Every single scene, regardless of the I was gonna say the lyric, the script she has, she wins my heart.
You see a family, I see every man for himself.
Golf!
Actually, that's not entirely true.
Golf!
There is some family here. Buddy's mom is a surgeon upstairs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that must be so nice.
You kidding? I don't know about your mom, but I would not want mine working within 100 miles of me. No way.
My mother passed. She had a very aggressive malignant pheochromocytoma.
Sorry. Unfortunately, my mother's gonna live forever.
Dude, this is literally me with so many people in healthcare. I'm Erin? Is that her name? No. The nice one. Well, I think she's being nice. And a lot of people in healthcare are Trudy. I don't know if her name is Trudy, but this is Erin and this is Trudy.
Like, I'm still shaking. No, she was like dead, like dead. I mean, I think her heart stopped.
I think she was dead. Who she was just talking about. Oh. In case you didn't realize, I use sarcasm and comedy as a shield, or so I've been told.
Thank you for opening up to me.
Mel, right?
Mel, that's her name.
Well, it was nice talking to you, Mel.
It was nice talking to you, too. You know, I really hope we can be friends.
Oh, she's the best. That's me.
I'm really sorry, but each new step is even more invasive, could cause more suffering with minimal benefit.
That was a great line and excellently delivered.
Hi. Dr. Robbie said he'd be back in a few minutes.
Yeah, he's with the patient, but I'll let him know.
My son is dead, isn't he?
I'm not a doctor, Mr. Bradley, but I do believe in God, and I am praying for your boy with every beat of my heart.
Oh, I do that too. Wow, this is so realistic.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, 1 second.
Yeah. She was legitimately dead? Yeah, like 100%.
Mr. Bradley? Vince?
No, my dad's kind of freaky.
Ah, did he take something?
Yeah. Who are you?
Did you give them to my son? Did you give my son drugs?
Mr. Bradley, you can't come in here. Mr. Bradley, please.
Ask him.
He's dead.
I don't want to watch anymore. It's so stressful. Oh my lord, this is like painful. But oh, so good. The scrub machine, I love that.
Hey, there's no scrubs in here.
Yeah, you have to put your old ones in before it'll give you a new pair.
Yes! That's such a med student problem. You get one scrub credit and you're like, how do I get out of this and not expose myself?
Now I gotta pee.
Kevin, take Marty to pee.
I love him.
Ask Dana what's open for morphine.
She's like a museum exhibit that never goes out of commission. She's just always there.
And I'm the last person who wants to involve the police in anything. But you don't want to be wrong about this one.
I know.
So what's the issue?
Maybe I don't want to ruin this kid's life.
Well, you don't want him ruining anyone else's life.
Correct. Robbie, think clearly.
Look, I've personally been on the wrong side of someone who hates women. It's not a safe place to be. Okay?
Nah, he's got a Superman complex. Kiara.
How's she doing?
She's worried sick about her son. What are you going to do?
Also, it's a little bizarre that a lot of people in healthcare just step outside of the room and then talk about the patient. And it's like, can we walk 5 steps away from the front so they're just not staring at us, just talking about them right outside the window?
I thought he would come back after Mom called him. Hey, what are the ethics about me reaching out to him under the guise of a medical emergency with Mom?
If he's a danger to himself or others, I'd argue you have a professional responsibility to do whatever's necessary.
Okay.
He's a danger to others. What's the question here? Right? You out here not wanting to intubate. You don't want to call the police? Come on, Robbie. Come on. But I bet you there's a backstory here.
Go.
Hey, been looking all over for you. We need a cardiovert unstable AFib in North 1.
Okay, just give me a sec.
Systolics 90. 35-year-old.
Oh, that's so real. I asked myself this all the time when I was an intern seeing my seniors. So I'll tell you. So when I was an intern seeing my seniors take care of the entire unit, I was like, when do you guys pee? How is that actually possible without endangering patients' lives? Like the second you are off the floor and someone needs you, you have to be available. So like, how in the world is there one doctor available overnight who needs to run everything, needs to be everywhere at the same time? And then how do you even, like, forget eat. How do you pee? And so when I was a senior, I was like always praying that whenever I went to the bathroom, no one would call me. Because I'm like, what am I going to do? Pick up and have the echo be like, hello? Yes, this is Peter from Pediatrics. Oh, you need me to come back right now? Can you wait for a few more drops?
To the family of Raymond Orser. My name is Dr. Jack Abbott. I am the emergency department physician who treated Raymond. I, like Ray, am also a veteran. And though I never met Raymond before today, I served with men like him. So I can only imagine what an outstanding person he must have been. I'm sorry I could not save Ray's life. We worked on him for several hours, but his injuries were too severe. Even for someone as tough and battle-tested as Raymond. Please take some comfort in knowing he did not suffer. You have my heartfelt condolences, Jack Abbott.
Thank you.
Very welcome. Again, I'm very, very sorry for your loss.
Oh my lord. Excellent scene. Well done. Oh man, that's the humanity back. Why won't someone come to him and be like, you're taking too much time with patients? Because he's an attending now? It doesn't, like, that contradicts your entire ethos. Actually, no, that's not true. That conversation you had with the resident telling her that she was slow and spending too much time, that contradicts your entire ethos, because this is who you are. I believe in you, Dr. Robbie. Whew. Just question, Jack Abbott was the doctor from the previous shift, right, who took care of this patient, and so he's just reading. That was a beautiful moment, and that informs how I would like to take care of patients, to maybe write some handwritten notes. Cigarettes! Beatrice.
You know those things that kill you?
Yes.
Not that lucky.
Hey, they're stealing our rig!
It happens.
What? They're stealing ambulances! Who wrote this show? Where is this taking place? Is there no security? We're in episode 3. Is someone gonna take over the hospital? Where do we go from here?
How long will it take once the tube's out?
From minutes to hours, but we would ensure that he'd be in no physical discomfort.
Okay.
Oh my lord, you have to end episode 3 where you ended episode 2? Is that what you guys are doing now? And we're gonna end episode 4 with him passing. So, wow. Just the medical accuracy continues to astound me. And God bless them. They deserved every win at the Oscars this past year. And I'm so excited that people are aware of what happens. One thing I've heard a lot from you all and also from people in my life who've watched this, they've said that my medical friends say that they can't stomach it. They're like, also, would you watch a show about your job? Probably not, because you already live your job. When you come home and you watch entertainment, it should be escaping reality, right? You use entertainment as a form of escapism. So this is not escapism for me, for my medical colleagues. So for us, it's really hard to watch it. But I think for the general public, it's very enlightening to see what's happening inside healthcare and hopefully give some appreciation to the whole healthcare heroes mantra. They also did something that I find very interesting when it comes to the script writing and medical writing perspective, that they started episode 1 with establishing that he has some PTSD from the COVID crisis, but we've not really seen that come back in any true way since. And it's almost like if you watch Japanese anime, I have this whole theory that they always start episode 1 with something just so horrifyingly gruesome, grotesque, outrageous that solidifies and burns itself in your memory, that they could spend the next 15 episodes like lollygagging, but sort of hinting at that just outrageous, traumatizing thing that happened in episode 1. that by the time they resolve it in the final episode, you're like, wow, that was a great episode. Like if you ever watched Attack on Titan, episode 1 is just so disturbing, and they just keep reflecting on it throughout the episodes. And so here they had just something that was so traumatic for him in episode 1, which is the COVID crisis, and we're using that as our backbone, and I hope that they continue to unravel it. We'll see as we progress. What did you think? Please share your thoughts down below. I love reading your comments and hearing new insights that you all had, especially if you have answers to the questions that I asked. And like I said, please like and subscribe so I know that you want me to create more content like this. I have a whole bunch of videos on this channel. Please follow me on TikTok, Instagrams. Come say hi on my other channels. I love getting to meet y'all. And I hope that you have a lovely special day because you deserve it and you are special. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video, like one of these over here. And I'll see you next time. Ciao!